Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. It's October 2025 and as it stands, Russia has in service one of its Kirov nuclear class battlecruisers, the Peter the Great, but it's about to get a second, the Admiral Nakhimov. It's close to finishing its massive 11-year refit and modernisation. You guys, the viewers, have asked me to use it in a battle, so the first thing I had to do was find a model for Nakhimov, and I found it in the very good Red Storm Arsenal mod, which I'll put a link of course in the video description, and I'll do it for all vessels used today as usual. The second thing I had to do was find something to fight it against. Obviously it's going to be very powerful, but I want to use something real. I don't want to use kind of ace combat fictional stuff, so the most powerful thing I found, we've done hundreds of sea power battles now, some modern, some Cold War. Of the modern battles, just by attrition, just by who's won the battles, we found the most powerful overall are the American combo of the Ticonderoga cruiser and a modern flight of Arleigh Burke, either a 2A modernised or a Flight 3. We originally found how powerful they were in a big 2020s battle where we used all of the modern warships versus all of the kind of Red 4 modern warships, and the US ships really stood out. After that we started doing Tico versus Slava and Kirov, then we started matching Tico and Burke in proper fighting pairs, first against the Chinese, then British and the Australians, then against Russians, and the US came up on top each time. But have we finally found a true match in the Admiral Nakhimov? Well, let's find out. First, let's look at stats. So the Nakhimov has, the best information I could find at this time, 176 main VLS cells, 96 for surface to air and 80 for surface to surface. The main defensive missile in those cells will be 96 SAN-20B, the latest variant of the Gargoyle missile derived from the S-300 surface to air missile, range over 100 miles. Closer range in defence will be 64 SAN-9A. This is the modernisation of the Gauntlet missile. Think the SA-15 from the Cold War, but modernised for today's battlefield. 8 miles. They have 144 SAN-11 missiles. Horizons, again, SHORAD missile, range 5 miles. You may know it from the old Cold War Tunguska. In terms of their surface to surface, it's absolutely potent. They have 80 missiles, big Russian missiles. First are going to be the subsonic caliber missile SSN-27. Range, more than we're going to need today, over 400 miles. Max velocity, critically quite slow at 460 knots. These are missiles they've been slinging into Ukraine over the last 3 years. Missiles they haven't slung into Ukraine, or at least not en masse, they've only used a few, are the Onyx missile. 40 of those SSN-26. Supersonic, primarily anti-ship missiles. Like the caliber, they're active radar homing. Unlike the caliber, they are supersonic. So speed around Mark II, a little more than Mark II, so that's going to be pretty potent. We have some ASW stuff that's not of relevance today. ASW guns, for what it's worth. We have a 130mm AK-130. We have, Jesus Christ, I can't even count that, 12, 14, maybe 30mm Seawiz, most of them in pairs. You can see some of them in Kashtan here. Some of them may be old AK style, I can't actually see, but scattered all about the ship. Noisemaker and chaff. So all in all, pretty much a modern arsenal ship. Question to you, the viewers, is this a good idea, having such a big, valuable ship that, as good as it is, just needs a one torpedo from an SSN to sink it? Is it such a good idea, having such an expensive ship? Onto the US, we've seen this a million times, but we're going to go through them anyway. First, Tico. Not the world's biggest ship, but packs such a punch. We've got 6 in its 122 VLS cells. We've got 61 there, 61, Mark 41 obviously. RIM 66M5, a modern variant of SM2, 64 of them, range 90 miles. We know all about that. I guess you'd say that's equivalent to the Gargoyle on the Russian ship. We've got quad-packed RIM 162A, early block of the ESSM. We've got single-packed RIM 174B, that is the 1A block of the SM6 missile. We've got packed in there as well anti-ship missiles coming in the form of the RGM 109 Tomahawk. We've got the B here, it's stand-in today for the Block 5 TASM MST, the Maritime Strike Tomahawk. They've got also, for close range encounters, 8 RGM-84D harpoons, range 80 miles, ASW, two 5-inch guns. Yeah, it's Tico, isn't it? 2 5-inch guns, 2 Seaways, and Arleigh Burke. We've used her lots of times. She has 2 Mark 41 VLS matrices. You can see here and here, total 96 cells. Same thing, modern Dash 5 SM2. We have 24 RIM 174A, Block 1 SM6 in this configuration. This is obviously a modern flight. I'm not sure if it's 2A or 3. Doesn't really matter. Yes, it's 3, isn't it? You can tell because of the Seaways, only one Seaways. You guys tell me it's because you're going to use something else, directed energy up here instead of Seaways, by the way, for the Block 3. 16 quad packed RIM 162 ESSM range, in case I didn't say, about 30 miles. The 174 range well over 100 miles. The SM2 range 90 miles. Maritime Strike Tomahawk as well, 32 of them, so that's those 96 cells used up. ASW, 5-inch gun on the bow, and 1 Seaways because it's a Block 3. In terms of what we're going to do, viewers, we usually start off with a 50-mile battle, but because these are such big ships with such big long-range weapons, I suggest we move it out to 100 nautical miles. I don't think there's much point of going above that. It gets a bit silly, and it doesn't really matter. You tend to get the same result anyway. It's going to be a non-tactical match, as in no helicopters per se, but that's the way we like to run it. After that battle, we'll come in within a radar horizon. We'll do a 20-mile battle, and then we'll do a fun close-range battle and predictions. I love doing these battles, viewers. God, I love doing this so much. It's so fun. Predictions: the Russian ship has a total of 176 main VLS cells. The Tico 122, the Arleigh Burke 96. So more than 200 cells, VLS cells here. Just less than 200 there. I mean, the reason the US have done so well is because they have so many VLS cells on their ships, so it has to probably go to the Americans. But we'll see. One more caveat: I said that these had beaten the Chinese. That is only without the Chinese hypersonic missile, the YJ-20 and the YJ-21. I don't like how they perform in sea power. They're perfectly accurate every time against moving targets and being ballistic missiles. I think that's a little bit silly. Let me know your thoughts on that, but that's how I see it. Welcome in, 100 nautical miles between coalitions, just past 1000 hours Zulu on the timer. The way we run these is that all ships have a fire solution at the beginning, but we'll lose that fire solution, so that start issuing orders. First, the mighty Nakhimov. She has 40 SSN-26, so we want to get those out first, I suppose. So, salvo 20, just give the initial orders. 20, I don't know, split 20 and 20, I guess. 20 to Arleigh Burke there, and 20 to the Tico there, I believe that is. Then we're going to double up with the calibers, so let's get that guy there. 20, again 20 to Arleigh Burke, 20 to Tico there. Done. Let's go and reciprocate with these guys. We have Tico, she has 32 RGM-109, so let's get that there. Fire, double up. And we have, what about the harpoons? They are out of range at 80 miles, so no harpoons today. Or not yet, I should say. We have Arleigh Burke, she has 32 MSTs. Let's get that there. Pang, pang. That's it, I believe. Start. Alright. Tomahawk's out. Let's check Nakhimov. Nakhimov is firing the caliber. Missiles model pretty well today, which is nice to see. You can see the giant VLS matrix. Just look at it. Absolutely astonishing. There you saw the first Onyx missiles, the SSN-26. Booster section will detach. Their flight profile will depend on the distance they have to travel. They have 100 nautical miles to go, so they're going to go up high, then they're going to go low, low. Let's see what else is going on. We've got the calibers also have a solid rocket motor and then go to turbojet or turbofan, I forget which. They will be subsonic all the way. Check the Americans. Right, okay, although that looks fierce from the Russian, I still think the Americans have got more firepower here, right? They've got less offensive missiles. They've got 64 offensive missiles, the Russians 80 offensive missiles, but they've got more SAMs, I suppose, so I don't know, we'll see. And that's what they won it on in previous battles, just literally outlasting their opponent. So small break in fire for some reason by the Russians as they go on to their next cells. VLS, each VLS is actually a sub-matrix of 8 or 16 VLS cells, I can't remember which now. And we are a staggering 1 minute and 45 seconds, and already these missiles are halfway across the battlefield. Remember, 100 nautical miles, 120 statute miles, and they're diving down now. Obviously, they want to do that to avoid radar contact with the... just so they don't get shot down, basically. Another guy's going up. They go up for the reason that they need to save fuel, obviously. There's air resistance up here. They can save fuel by going up here. That's how they get their mighty range. Check out the Americans. The Americans have depleted all of their 64 Tomahawks, which are all batched together here. B playing Block 5 MST today, which will be fine. The second bunch of Onyx now about to... Look at that. Amazing. In terms of its propulsion, I've actually forgotten. I think it might be ramjet, but let me know, viewers. Not particularly new technology. They had ramjet powered Mark III missiles in the Cold War, at the end of the Cold War, so nothing particularly new for Russia. Right, we wait now until someone's sensors can see the other missiles in an interceptable position, so let's see when that happens. So it's obviously going to be the Onyx. Oh, wow! Look at that, just as I move the screen, we've got stuff coming across. So let's just pause and see what happened there. These guys started to come over the horizon at 20 miles. God, they've got across 100 miles so quick. Now, here's the interesting thing. They've not been spotted on radar. They've been spotted by ARS and electromagnetic emission. So the radar of the missile has been detected, but also ARS. What is ARS? I don't think I've seen that before, viewers. Let me know your thoughts, please. Anyway, they're now going to start pumping out the missiles. We're a staggering 4 minutes and 10 seconds in. We can see SM6 going up. How effective are they going to be? If I can click on one, a lot happening. Most Onyx appear to be tracking the Arleigh Burke by the looks of those green track lines. Missile going in now. Can't see whether we've got interceptions or not. Yes, we have. Right, this is going to be a bit of a Charlie Foxtrot. Let's try and see what's happening. Yes, missiles are being shot down by SM6, which is a really good missile for this active radar homie. Pop it over the horizon and let it track something. We've now got our MSTs merging with the Onyx, and I think we've actually just bumped into one there by accident. Yeah, you can see. Look down there. You see them? Here come the Onyx, travelling over twice the speed of sound past our subsonic Tomahawks. That's pretty cool. Our SM6 again gone over the horizon, and look at that one. That one's gone weird. Where's he going? God knows. Some have survived, some have been... I'll tell you what, sorry, I was just trying to figure out what that was. Here's something really interesting. Fired our first salvos of SM6 at the Onyx as they come over the horizon. Sorry for the pause. Then we fired a bunch more against more over the horizon. Well, how did we see that? We don't have over the horizon sensors. Well, we do, but not, not plus 20 miles over the horizon. We've got no AWACS up because it's not that type of tactical simulation. The way it must have been is that these guys here have their radars turned on, which they actually wouldn't at this point, but maybe it's a limitation of game. They must have had their radars turned on, and they could see the Onyx coming and data link that information back to these guys here to shoot down the Onyx. So these guys here were acting as recon aircraft, which, well, I assume it can't be done in real life, question mark. It's the first time I've seen that or noticed that. Really interesting. And you can see these are the ones that, what's coming over here? These are the ones now coming over the horizon that were not spotted. Yes, look, no, don't know. I don't know. This is something really interesting that I spotted. Anyway, this one's just E. See that bracket E? It can just be spotted by its radio emissions at the moment, and you can't fire on that one, not really. Now it's got an R, so it's radar. We can see it with our spies. The spies are over the horizon, but they'll still only go 20 miles over the horizon, obviously. Right. Anyway, learning something today, viewers. Now, the problem with these Onyx is, of course, they're so fast, you just got no time to shoot at them, like the old P700s, or worse than the P700s. Faster, smaller, harder to hit. More jamming resistant, blah, 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 whatever. Poo heads. That's not going to end well. Seawiz! Oh, blood pressure. I think we've done it. I think we've freaking done it, viewers. 40 SSN 26 Onyx beaten, and there's no reason why we can't. There's nothing. I mean, they're low level, but there's no, they're not stealth LRASM missiles. They're perfectly viewable and shootable. So thus far, everything's coolio. See what's happening elsewhere in the world. We have our Tomahawks on the way, and we can't see any calibers yet, and I'm presuming that's all 40 of the other guys shot down. So now let's talk about ammo supplies. Arleigh Burke has 22 SM2s left and 7 ESSM left, no SM6 left. Ticonderoga has 45 SM2 left, 9 ESSM left, no SM6 left, and obviously no anti-shippers left. Is that enough to stop 40 calibers? Well, yeah, probably. You'd have to hit almost every time, but I don't see why not. They're set together as a group, so they will not fire on the same target, or not intentionally fire on the same target, so they should data link properly. And these missile battles just go so quick. So this is an all or nothing battle. This is not a missile chart table battle. This is you fire all of your missiles. It's the end of the world scenario. You wouldn't do this in real life because you've got a whole mission set to do. You would only fire what you need to fire, but yeah, we're trying to do all or nothing here. Doing these battles realistically is almost impossible because in real life there are so many considerations. Who else is in the group? What else have you got to do? Is there submarines in the area? How long have you got to stay out before you go to port, etc, etc. What's going to get there first, calibers or MSTs? Probably MSTs because calibers are dog slow. I'll take that right back. Calibers, they're going a staggering 460 knots. When you see that circle, that ellipse, that's our area of certainty based on the emissions we're picking up. You can see we're not very certain at all. That's our best guesstimate, and so we can't fire on it. And now it's on radar, and now we're going to start firing. I hope. Just got to make a decision who's going to fire, when they're going to fire, target priority, blah, 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 blah. I know Arleigh Burke's not firing. Now Arleigh Burke's firing. Lovely job. Nakhimov has not started firing. MSTs are a little bit behind for some reason. Let's double check. 25 miles, yeah, so the MSTs have just gone slower for some reason. Right, back to here. 29 missiles left and 6 left. Arleigh Burke, 22 missiles. She's barely firing. She's just... They're kind of acting as a single magazine, the two ships. These missiles over here are just missions that we're picking up from more calibers coming in. Naval gun having a pop, sure, why not? You never know, it's radar laid and it's probably air burst. So we've got 40 of these calibers to get through. 19 SM2 left. Back to Arleigh Burke, who is firing. She's just firing slowly. Again, they want to conserve their ammo as a kind of shared magazine. 3 SSM, 22. I think they're going to do it, you know. They've done brilliant shooting. All skill levels set to same today. Everyone's set to veteran, so there's no bias. Have a look over here. Missiles, calibers coming in. I think they're going to do it. I think they've got the missiles for it. They need to hit. They need to fire perfectly efficiently, and they need to hit every single missile or whatnot. Oh my god, the Tico's out. Tico's out of SM2, just Tico's out of ESSM. Now the Arleigh Burke's taking up the slack. She is. 17 missiles left. I'm getting a little tiny, whiny bit nervous. Just need to check Nakhimov. She's not shooting yet. 12 missiles left. You can see look, the radar scope there, look. 8 missiles left. Sorry about the jerkiness. Yeah, no, yeah, no, yeah, no. Miss. The missiles themselves have jammers on them. Come on. Oh, it doesn't have a Seabirds at the front. It doesn't have a Seabirds at the front. I should have chosen the block 2. Jesus, right to the bitter end this one was. Right to the bitter end. Come on. Jammer, do something. Anyone, jump out, throw a hand grenade. Kick it with your friggin' naval boot. Just do something. Naval gun 5-inch. Oh! No Seabirds, hasn't got time to turn. Oh my god, I don't know what blew it up. And I don't care. Oh, Jesus. Talk about escaping with the skin of my freaking teeth. Back to the other side of the battle. We have missiles coming out now. It's the Gauntlet missile. Not the Gauntlet. What is it, viewers? It's Gargoyle. Okay, she is going nuts. VLS firing Gargoyle. You've got the mini VRS, the rotate. What am I trying to say? The round VLSs that they have here for these guys. For the small things. Words are hard. She'll do what AI will turn her if they think it's an optimal thing to turn her. I don't know if it's optimal, probably not. What can I say? Literally the last missile. In fact, pause. Sorry, I've got to go and find out. I know pausing is annoying, but 5 missiles. There are 5 missiles left. You're not going to really get much closer. Now the problem this guy's got is she's only one firing station. She's only got one bunch of sensors, and they can get tied up. Well, should I say they have a limit? They have a set number of channels. Maybe 2 Aegis ships just works out better. And before you say I should have used just Ticonderoga, well, I did that before and you guys had a right hissy fit. So this time I'm using both. I think she's being swamped. Yep, she's being swamped alright. Completely swamped. Sensors overworked. Rate of fire overworked because it's just one ship. Look how many have been jammed. So many have been jammed. Look, jam, 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 jam. It's got a triangle on it, it's been jammed. So about 50% have been jammed. Never seen that before. Well, A really, really solid play from the Americans. Best I've ever seen them play. Boom. Convincing victory, really convincing victory. Viewers, I like to do a little bit of anti-cheat. Well, you know me, I like to try and differentiate myself from the guys that script for engagement. So just watch this. I'll quickly just show you that everything's set up fairly. And then we'll go to the 20 miler. Anyone notice this game is really slow now, by the way? It takes like, it's becoming DCS, it takes like half an hour to freaking click anything. Well done. Well done. So we got, it's pretty simple setup, obviously. You got these guys over here. He is veteran, radar on. Over here, how do you get to that guy? There you go. Veteran, radar on. And my dude over here. Hey, my dude. And surprise, surprise, veteran, radar on. Right, I'm going to move him to 20 miles within radar horizon. Right, 20 odd miles. Everyone can see everyone. This is going to be as crazy as ever. No idea what's going to happen. And punch it. They've pressed the fire everything button. I think what we're seeing here, viewers, is the benefit of having two smaller ships than one large ship. Because again, you're going to have a bottleneck. I think that's what we're seeing. The radars are going to have a bottleneck. The data processing is going to have a bottleneck. The firing capacity is going to have a bottleneck in terms of rate of everything. If you've got two that are linked, surely it's better than one. I guess that's what we're seeing, but I don't know. Anyway, I'm supposed to watch something. I don't know what I'm supposed to watch, so I watched that thing there. Go. It's one of those. It did that. Then one of those happened. There's some frigging guns that came across. Oh my god, what's happening there? Haha, Kirov's been hit already. Wow, well they got direct fire this time. So they're shooting each other with their SAMs. Unless you're doing that, and he's been completely smashed, and Americans haven't even been shot at, really. Don't know what to say. They're both set to free fire. They control exactly what they do, so maybe same thing, overwhelming, because they've both got the same rate of fire. So essentially these have twice the rate of fire, so I'm guessing they just overwhelmed this guy there and run it forward, and it's already dead before the freaking harpoons get in here. Well, it is going the way I thought. I thought the Americans were going to win, but I didn't realise it would be this, you know, out of proportions. So they've won the day, but let's do a 1 miler just to finish it off for the absolute lols and go. Loads of, look how much that guy's getting hit by the 30 mil. I mean, it'll do damage, but it won't sink the ship. Smacking a 5-inch out and missed amazingly. Shorehand missiles bombarding. This is actually a good battle. This has worked out a lot cooler than I thought. Oh, the Tico's dead. So many 30mm rounds were chucked in that it actually died. Could it actually win this? What an absolute beast face. Bring back World War II battles. And this guy's turned around. I don't want to interfere. Let him do what he wants. What are those missiles that are coming across? They're the Greasons, aren't they? No, they're the Gauntlets. Fired point blank. They are short range. They're designed to be fired, you know, close. You're wondering why they're turning away. They're trying to get in range of their big missiles, which have a minimum radius, obviously, of several miles. It's pointless, but let the AI do what they want to do. This guy's been immobilised. Probably speed up at that point. He's obviously down. 5 inches, not firing anymore. The massive amount of 30 mils now coming out. So actually a really convincing win at 1 mile, viewers. So what we learned so far, 100 plus miles, the two American ships win. It's overwhelming, but it's close. We ran down to 5 missiles, but they won. 20 miles, they overwhelmed the Russian ship. The Russian ship never even got to shoot a direct fire missile. There, it's dead now. Then this, amazingly, the Russian ship won. Now I've just had something tinkering in my mind since the first battle, and I just want to run, real quick, viewers, go back to 100 miles and run just a cruiser versus a cruiser without Arleigh Burke. Probably this is going to win, but let's just try anyway. Right, welcome back. 100 miles, Tico versus Nakhimov MSTs. Off we go. Fire, madam. And there's no point of wasting your precious time, viewers, so I'm just going to speed up. And that is 32 out from Tico. That's all the calibers gone. Finishing off the last Onyx. Alright. Keep sped up until something comes over the horizon, I suppose. And Missiles out already. Not sure what they're firing at. Okay, that's what they're firing at. Onyx coming. Oh, I just realised I'm sped up. No, I'm not. It's just a very fast missile. Sorry, it's just working it as I went there. SM6 is first. And missiles getting blown up. Boom. Now, will we have enough defensive missiles? Bearing in mind that some of ours are quad-packed now. Maybe, I don't know, actually. 122 cells, 32 of those are offensive missiles, so 122 minus 32 is 90. We've got 90 missiles to defend ourselves with and 80 things to shoot down. There is a possibility this could be done. And we'll just shot down the first salvo. It looks like it's fast forward to me, but it's not. That is real speed. Good, she's using a Sea Whiz, which is good. Right, first, whatever, 20, question mark, shot down. Nothing's going to happen now until the next one's come online. So there's the next one's coming online. Radar and emissions. We have a total of 52 SM2s, 14 ESSMs and no SM6s left. Boom. Something's got through. Something's got through. Trying to find it. No, it hasn't. It's got shot down. Oh. No slow motion. Boom. Wow. First hit blew it up. Yeah. I reckon if you ran that a few times, I reckon it might actually do it. It's got enough missiles to survive, but I guess you just haven't got that rate of fire, you haven't got that data link, blah, 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 blah. All right, can she get a double KO? I would respect a KO. A 10,000 ton ship versus a 28,000 ton ship. Oh no, how heavy is she? She's 10,000 tons, isn't she? Question, does Nakhimov has as good over-the-horizon radar as the spies on the American ship? There's a question for you viewers. She's certainly got the elevation, which is important. Right, sending out first gauntlets. Watching from Tomahawks. Something missed or blew up or whatever. Naval gun, probably a naval gun. Tomahawk's getting hit. We'll probably speed this up a bit. I don't want to bias against the Russian ship, but just to save a bit of your time. We are 13 minutes in for what it counts, and it doesn't count for much. Missiles now up to 5 miles, slow it down to 1 speed again. Boom. Now down to 4 miles. Yep, they're going to swamp her, aren't they? Just attrition. How many missiles has she got? She's got plenty of missiles. It's just the rate, it's just she hasn't got enough sensors to track stuff. Well, she's doing pretty well. That was 32. There's now probably only a dozen left. 3 miles. 3 miles. Come on, boys. Come on. 3 miles. Just a little bit more. Just a beat more. Just a beat more. So, summary, 100 miles, Arleigh Burke and Tico just about beat Nakhimov. 50 miles, they thrashed Nakhimov. 1 mile, Nakhimov thrashes them. And look, and one on cruiser, Nakhimov wins comfortably. By the looks of it, just take these last 2 out. So there you go, viewers. I hope that answers your question. And it all looked pretty good, and there weren't any bugs or weird stuff going on, so Sea Power seems to be doing its job nicely, which is great. He says as the last one gets through, you could not script that, S viewers. You could not script it. Oops, sorry. Unbelievable. Now, will it hit a magazine and blow it up? Could it be a double KO? Oh my god, it hit a magazine! This is friggin' unbelievable. Okay, what happens now? Speed up, see what happens. Could that really be a double KO? If it is, it's the luckiest Tomahawk ever made. I don't know. I don't think she's going to blow. Hull damage moderate, flooding slight, and it's getting repaired. No, it did not sink. Man! That was ugly. Really good battle. Really happy with that, viewers. I hope you enjoyed that, and bye-bye.